Stop procrastinating. Enough is enough. You need to be exceptional. You need to be efficient. You have to do a alignment, a shift into who you really want to be. At the end of the day, you're never going to change if nothing changes. And that automatically lets you know that procrastination is the biggest illusion in our mindsets that is clearing us from our dreams, right? So this is the energy killer. Procrastination is just a thing where it kills our decisions when it comes into us working on who we want to be or doing stuff necessarily to get us closer on our goal, right? And you have to think about it like this. It's completely normal. Everybody's procrastinating. No matter what, you could be the most hardworking person. You could be the most important person. You could be the most wealthiest, most positive person ever, but you will still live in a world of procrastination because that's how things work. That's how life is, right? At the end of the day, all of us, we have an idea of how to live our lives. We want to live a comfortable, a fun, and not too hard-working life because at the end of the day, we just want to live our lives, right? And it's completely normal to feel this sort of emotions, these foreign feelings, but nothing is going to change if you keep living in this world where now your whole concept is that you being held back, right? And you think it's okay, right? So enough is enough. Claiming too much of what we're saying is that more to do than more to say, right? You need to just do it. Instead of you talking to your mind, arguing, confronting each other's decisions. Well, should I do this? Wait, but this is hard to do. Oh, this is boring. Nah, I'd rather do something fun, right? We are beating ourselves into a much more negative way than we beat ourselves into a positive way, right? Unless you really know how to control your own mind and really know how to, take care of your situations, right? So one thing that it kind of mainly constructs this concept is that it all starts in the morning and also in the night. The sunrise procrastination and bedtime procrastination. Some people wake up and they're in the phones, right? That automatically kills your time. That automatically kills all the delay that you have, and you're basically lagging. You're already lagging. You're already 30 minutes wasted, 41 hour wasted, and more, right? And people live in this schedule because they're so used to, being so much dopamine into the phones, and the mindsets can't really can't feed off from other stuff other than just watching stuff that doesn't really necessarily mean anything. So it just carries on from the morning and bedtime. So however you start your mornings is how you're gonna end your night. So if you woke up having your phone scrolling on TikTok, that's how you're gonna end your night, and most likely you're gonna be ending up wasting some time, a lot of time, right? So this needs to change. How can I change this? Well, automatically it's simple. You need to stop using your phone in the mornings. You need to stop using your phone at nights. Especially, you should put reminders, or just put a time, at least for 5 minutes, and just so you can have that reminder, okay, it's time over, I need to go to sleep. I have more important tasks to do. Me watching videos, me doing this, me doing that is not necessarily getting me better on what I want to be, right? And you have to be honest. You need to be straightforward. A lot of people will always come up with excuses, but hey, I haven't used my phone in a while. I need to watch some stuff. I need to have fun at least. Having fun while you need to prioritize in things in the future and it already affecting your schedule is not having fun. Because at the end of the day, if you're thinking about your schedule and the problem is your phone, you say at night in the morning, then what are you doing it? Then why are you using it, right? Now you come up with another excuse, right? So coming up with excuses does not mean anything. That's just a short-tempered emotion. Those short-tempered emotions on how you feel is never going to get you nowhere, right? So the life that you can live. Imagine a life where your procrastination wasn't affecting you, wasn't affecting your daily life, right? What would you be doing right now? Who would you be? The thing is about all you succeeding the factors of your own life will be just much more prioritized, and none of the time will be wasted on dumb shit, on dumb things, right? So you have to become familiar with that mindset and also be familiar on who you want to be. The life that you can live and the person that you want to be is needs to be much more prioritized than anything. It has to be the prioritized on number one, because you have to think about it like this. We do a lot of things, right? We do a lot of things. We have our families. We have a girlfriend, boyfriend. You have your own work. You have your own business. Whatever it is, we have our own lives. But prioritizing on yourself is the most thing you can do as a balanced life, right? So the only reason why a lot of people procrastinate a lot is because they have a habit of procrastination. They have a habit of just, you know what, I do it later. You know what, I have enough time. I can pretty much do it at night, right? So now you're just used to adjusting your own schedule and your own time. When at the end of the day, you need to start thinking in the present time. You have to start thinking right now. It doesn't matter if you do it in the next hour, because you don't know what's gonna be happening in the next hour. Maybe you have another thing to do. Maybe an emergency happened. Maybe, stuff that's going on in your life, and really you can't really do it in the next hour. You just saying that to yourself so you can just think it overhead, right? And you have to think about the present moment. Like, you have to think, okay, what if I actually do this right now? Like, what would it do? What would it help me to do? You have to start making decisions right now, other than just making them in the future with a lot of delay, with a lot of unnecessary habits, and then a lot of unnecessary wasting time, right? And also is that we forget who we are. We forget who we are. We forget what we're doing it for. We forget what the things or just the productivity what is going to get us for, right? We forget just the tendency of the things that could get us better, right? You want to become this person because you want to become this person, right? You have a lot of reasons, you have a lot of purpose, you have a lot of intention behind it, right? But you forget about that because you want to think about fun, you want to think about distractions, you want to think about all this stuff that's not really helping you and is keeping you on a low pedestal, right? So you forget who you are. Always have reminders on what you're doing it for. Always have reminders on the place, on the position that you want to be. And that thing is always going to have that mindset perspective now on your own, right? So choose your heart. You could either be the same person. You could either be unproductive. Nothing is changing in your life. Not getting money. Not doing anything. Or you can, struggle and keep getting better and just keep evolving. That's the whole purpose. You could keep evolving, or you could keep dying and not evolving, right? You could use one of the hearts, right? Choose your heart. At the end of the day, if one of your struggles is to go to the gym, you can gain weight, but you're not gonna lose weight, and you're not gonna build any muscle. And that's the whole purpose. Choosing your heart is basically a good perspective to look at this, because now you're looking overhead and you're looking at different ideas now. It's not just about you, but it's also about your future and your health, right? So generating excuses. All of us, we generate excuses, right? Let's say, for example, let's say I want to go to the gym, right? Now I'm thinking of excuses like, I don't want to go to the gym because it's boring. I'm going to be there for at least more than an hour. It's really uncomfortable. I don't want to just, get out of my comfort zone. I really feel relaxed. Or because it's simply just hard. Like, oh my God, it's hard. Like, I need to lift weights. So, you know what? I'd rather just, wait a little bit and just relax for more, right? So you generate excuses as soon as it mentions something, right? So as soon as you mention something to do in your own mind, you already generated a lot of excuses. You're already thinking to yourself, oh, why am I doing this? Oh my gosh, I'm so comfortable right now. Why do I gotta get up? Oh, I don't want to take a cold shower because, why would I take a cold shower? I'm already good. You start thinking to your, old senses, to your weak senses. I would say weak senses. And you're generating excuses. So the best way to evade this is by making a decision in your 5 seconds. So as soon as something pops up, okay, it's time to go to the gym, automatically just start changing jump, and don't think about anything other than just going, right? Don't even think about the gym. Don't even think about working out. Don't even think about that. Just start thinking about going to the gym. You're not even at the gym yet. Just start thinking about going to the gym, because now you're switching the concept. The concept is now you going to the gym and working out, right? Which is typically what we say, hard part, what we say oh my gosh, I don't want to go to the gym, right? When we typically make excuses for. No, what you're going to make an excuse for is nothing, right? Now you're switching the idea of it. Now you're just going to the gym instead of you being in the gym, right? So automatically, once you think of something, think about something small. Okay, let's say, for example, you want to go for a run, right? Automatically just start thinking about putting your shoes on and just stepping outside and just start walking, right? Start walking and start running. So instead of you thinking, oh, I'm about to go run, you're not thinking about the run. Because when you think about the run, that's when you start thinking about more excuses. But if you start thinking about putting your shoes on, going, then, I'm going for a walk, and then probably go for a run. Like you're switching it up. All it is just switching it up and you becoming just making it easier for you, right? Making it easier, if I would say, right? You're tricking your mind, right? So make the boring fun. That's what I mean. Making the boring fun. Instead of you thinking about like it's not typically boring. I'm not saying that the gym is boring. I'm not saying that going for a run is boring. But for this perspective, I just want to make sure that you get the understanding that once we make an excuse or something, it's because we don't want to do it, right? And it mostly comes from either because it's boring, it's because it's hard, or it's because it's uncomfortable. It just depends on how you feel, right? But what I'm trying to say is that you gotta look for the most easier steps, right? For the easier steps for running, it's just walking. Walking is easy as we walk every day, so we get used to it, right? But if we run, it's much more harder and much more uncomfortable. So now we're just switching that perspective into start walking and then you start running, because naturally you're just gonna run. That was your whole purpose, right? So you can't change without changing, right? If nothing changes, nothing will ever change for yourself. If you don't change your perspective, if you don't change your idea, if you don't change your purpose, then nothing is gonna change, right? So that's exactly why you gotta do it, and also don't overdo it, right? What I mean by doing it, but also don't overdoing it, is because you also don't want to overtrain yourself, right? You want to be efficient with your time. You want to be clear and just be efficient with everything, right? Working hard and doing too much does not mean that you're being efficient, because also you gotta pay attention and focus on things that you can improve on, right? So what I'm trying to say is that you can do stuff, but also don't overdo it. Because you also don't want to be putting much more energy, putting too much, overwork stuff. You also don't want to be overtrained. So you gotta be fully aware of it and just be efficient, right? Be efficient. So this is 3 categories, man. The first of all, it starts with the action. Action is what starts everything. Your action starts with the outcome, right? No, your action, after you do your action, now comes the outcome, right? And then also comes with the mindset. So once you take action, you already created an outcome. It doesn't matter what it is, it's an outcome, because you're doing something productive, right? So then your outcome comes, and then when the outcome comes, that's when your mindset starts changing. That's when your mindset starts thinking differently. Wow, I just did this in a different way. I just did this in a different perspective. I'm not worried about going to a gym. I'm not worrying about being in the gym, but now just going to the gym, right? So you're switching your perspective, and that's what it is, right? Enough is enough. Taking action, getting your outcome, and then receiving your mindset is the way you can develop yourself in a free way, and then opening yourself into more, and a much more better space for your own actions. But yeah, man, it's been Fredo Saga. Let's leave the dimension expansion with some new game, and let's implement it into a real world. No more procrastination. Enough is enough.